10, leading the way.
A crack on a bridge may cause travel headaches. What you need to know. And college funding problems felt beyond campuses. The community-wide impact. Plus, serve and protect. How a viral post helped a special officer. That's all coming up next.
Leading the way. This is the Wabash Valley's most accurate and reliable newscast with John Swanner and meteorologist Matt Brooks. This is News 10 at 7 on myFOX10.
Good evening and thank you for joining us for News 10 at 7 on myFOX10. And Matt, we're talking a little bit of change in weather coming up.
Yeah, a big change, a wintry change. We do have some accumulating snowfall in the forecast for the latter half of tomorrow and into Thursday morning. In fact, we have a few winter weather alerts, a winter storm warning for parts of Douglas and Coles County, and it looks like Edgar County, Vermilion County, and even Park County under that winter storm warning. The rest of us under a winter weather advisory. Plenty of snowfall on the way for tomorrow. Kind of quiet for tonight, though. Temperatures in the 40s, dropping into the 30s. More details coming up in about 10 minutes. John.
All right, thank you very much, Matt. In the news tonight, a bridge on Interstate 70 could cause some travel problems for you. That's because one lane is closed down due to a large crack. News 10's Sarah Schaefer has been monitoring the situation with local authorities. She joins us now from the area of Exit 7 and US 41 to tell us more about how local agencies plan to keep you safe. Sarah?
John, the crews are still busy working away out here, and there's even more work to come. Now, earlier today, this all started because of a reported concrete parts falling from the bridge onto US 41 from Interstate 70. Now, this crack is on the driving lane is the reason for that. This is 70 westbound. Deputy Calder with Indiana Department of Transportation told us that section had been patched up within the last couple of years, and even more, a contract was awarded for a $6.9 million project here, but it looks like it could speed up. Actually, excuse me, that was supposed to begin in April, but it looks like because of all this, that project could speed up. But as for right now, they're expected to have 70 closed at least until midnight tonight, and US 41, one of the lanes on here, is also closed. They aren't sure any word yet on how long this could all take, especially if snow moves in tonight, but they're asking that you be patient and drive cautious. In Terre Haute, Sarah Schaefer, back to you.
All right, thank you very much, Sarah. Now, coming up tonight on News 10, we'll hear from the man who says he called 911 after he saw rocks falling from the interstate down to US 41. Well, we now know how extensive the fire damage at the Mecca Auto Salvage Yard is. 20,000 car parts were destroyed by fire on January 18th. The fire marshal says the cause is undetermined. That's because the damage was too severe to make a determination. Public universities in Illinois are operating without their state funding. That's because the state's budget impasse. Eastern Illinois University is missing out on $40 million, and the effects can be felt throughout the entire Charleston community. A full house, which spilled over to the balconies that overlook Kugel Foyer, watched as President Dr. David Glassman urged state lawmakers and the governor to pass a state budget.
The impacts of the standoff go well beyond our students and have the potential to jeopardize the economic vitality of both our region and the state as a whole for generations to come.
The economic impact EIU and its 8,000 students have on East Central Illinois is tremendous. The university employs 1,500 part and full-time employees. However, the budget impasse forced Glassman to notify 177 civil service employees they will be laid off next month unless a budget is passed.
Some of these individuals have worked at Eastern for 25 years or more. In some cases, both husband and wife received notices of layoff and now have to face a future with 0 paychecks rather than 2.
The mayors of 3 cities echoed the president's strong words to Springfield.
Any trouble comes EIU's way, it's personal to almost most of us.
The last thing we want to do is to see people laid off and lose their livelihood.
The loss of Eastern Illinois University would represent the loss of hundreds of hotel stays, restaurant visits, conventions, and fuel purchases by those involved in some EIU function or another.
This begs the question, is there an end in sight to the budget impasse? Republican lawmakers Dale Ryder and Reggie Phillips said the days of simply passing state appropriations and then seeing whether or not they can be paid for are over.
If that bill would be amended and come back with a funding mechanism, this state representative would be happy to sign on to that. but it has no funding mechanism.
Whatever we do has to be real, and it has to be paid for.
Meanwhile, the final countdown is on to March, when the layoffs would take effect. And we also spoke with a student who's a part of the Fund EIU movement. We'll hear from him and a member of faculty tomorrow on News 10. Well, you can support EIU this weekend. Some community members are organizing a We Love EIU event. The goal is to surround Old Main on campus and share positive messages for the university. This is happening Sunday from 2 to 3 Central Time on campus. Also in Illinois tonight, a man is facing an attempted murder charge after police say he shot a deputy. Lawrence County State's Attorney Chris Quick filed that charge today. Quick says 55-year-old Keith McKinney shot an officer during a traffic stop yesterday. The Lawrence County deputy Kyle Gilmore was hit on the chest, but his body armor stopped the bullet. Gilmore returned fire, hitting McKinney in the leg. McKinney had surgery and remains in hospital under police guard. A local woman wants to keep local canines safe while they serve. There are 5 canine officers in Park and Vermilion counties. Only one is a bulletproof vest. News 10's Aaliyah Blackburn explains her efforts to get the vests for all of them.
Not only is it police, but it's their canines that continue to put their lives on the line for our communities every day. And it's because of your generous donations that one special canine from the Vermilion County Sheriff's Office will greatly benefit.
This GoFundMe page has since gone viral. More than $1,000 and 800 shares later. Canine Byron will have his own bulletproof vest. Byron is one of 5 canine officers in Vermilion and Park County. The goal is to raise money for all of the local canines for vests to keep them safe on the job.
The canine officers are important and they deserve to be protected, and unfortunately the way things go, it's more and more likely that they're going to be in danger.
Canine Byron's vest has already been ordered and is expected to arrive in the coming weeks. In the meantime, the Humane Shelter is hoping to raise enough money for surrounding area counties and their canines as well. Reporting in Vermilion County, Aaliyah Blackburn, News 10.
We have a link to the GoFundMe page on our website, WTHI-TV.com. A virus spreading around the country could make your pet very sick. It's called the canine influenza virus, and it comes in 2 different forms. H3N2 originates from birds, affecting dogs and cats. H3N8 affects dogs and originates from horses. Doctors in our area haven't seen a lot of cases of the viruses. They say there have been more cases in the Chicago area.
With a simple brushing up of the nose from dogs to dogs, coughing, sneezing, just the respiratory molecules being spread, it is highly contagious and it does make them very sick.
Dr. Camp says the virus is usually not fatal. However, because of it being contagious, it's important to be proactive. Well, you can help some animals who need loving homes at this weekend's Puppy Palooza. The adoption event is this Saturday at the Sullivan County Humane Society Shelter. The event begins at noon. Adoption fees will vary. The event is first come, first served for qualified applicants. If you're interested in attending, you're asked to contact the shelter, and you can find that information on our website. Of course, that's WTHI-TV.com. The Indiana State men's basketball team has had better days, to say the least. Well, coming up later in sports, we'll hear what they're doing to try to shake off this rough streak. Plus, spring brings out the insects, but for one area, hornets have been building a surprise for an entire year. What a homeowner found. That's next on News 10 at 7 on myFOX10.
You're watching the